Welcome once again to Lehto's Law. Here's Steve Lehto.
It's been a while since we talked about Hertz rental cars, and I've been feeling kind of sad about that. So Hamad and Alex and a couple other people sent me this story that has to do with Connecticut and Connecticut driver's licenses. I would have been stranded, says Connecticut driver, who was denied a car rental in Florida because she had a Connecticut driver's license, and apparently that plays into it. Caitlin Burchell wrote this for NBCConnecticut.com. The woman flew to Florida to visit her father, but had to find other means to get to his house after her rental car reservation was denied. She said, they asked me for my driver's license. I gave that to the person at the desk, and he immediately told me that he could not rent me a car in the state of Florida. I was just shocked, absolutely shocked, she said. She says she rented a car from the same company last year with no problem. So it was Hertz. It was Hertz. Last year, they'd rented her a car. This year, no. This time, Hertz wouldn't budge, and a neighboring rental car company wouldn't either. So it's not just Hertz here. They said that Florida state law requires a person to have a real ID driver's license to rent a car in the state. And that real ID thing is the thing that they're rolling out right now. And it's not required everywhere just yet because they keep pushing it back. And I'll tell you right now, I haven't got one. But I also have a passport. So my passport works in the places that a real ID would help. So, however, Florida's Department of Highway Safety and Motor Vehicles told NBC Connecticut that that woman's license is valid in Florida and Hertz should have rented her a car, or at least they couldn't use that as an excuse. So when she couldn't get in contact with customer service reps at Hertz, she reached out to NBC Connecticut Response. So again, trying to get help from corporate, good luck. She said it was just super frustrating. Real IDs are expected to be the type of license required to board a plane come May, but not for renting a car. There is a 2023 Florida law that talks about driver's licenses and which ones can be used for identification and so on for undocumented people in Florida. Connecticut does have what's called a drive-only license for undocumented drivers, but this woman has a full driver's license because she's a legal citizen. So there are different kinds of licenses in different states, and I guess if you're somebody like Hertz, you'd have to do the math on this and figure out what each state has and then distribute that. But I can tell you right now, I had a friend who worked at one of the big three automakers as an attorney, and he told me that he oversaw cases in all 50 states in their department. And they had a binder that had a summary of the law with respect to what he did in each of the 50 states. So if somebody filed a lawsuit in Oklahoma, he wouldn't just go, I'll assume it's like Michigan. No. He would go pull the binder and open at the page for Oklahoma and read about the Oklahoma law and go, okay, that's what's going on here. They might still have to hire local counsel in Oklahoma, but the point is that they recognized that there's laws that are different in all 50 states. So if you're Hertz and you're renting to people from different states, you'd think that they would figure this stuff out. So Hertz sent a statement saying, in part, the Florida statute is complex and requires car rental companies to reconcile DMV protocols from multiple states with Florida law. I'm guessing it's probably 49 other states, but again, I'm a busy man, and this is early in the morning to be doing math. The woman says, if I'd just been going on a straight vacation rather than visiting family, I honestly don't know what I would have done. Without a vehicle, I would have been stranded. So Hertz did refund this woman for her initial rental car reservation, which you think they ought to because of the fact that she didn't get anything for it. And then after the TV station reached out, which is NBC-CT, after they reached out, the company gave her 3 free future rental days. Now, I don't know about you, but someone offered me 3 days of use of their product when they've done something like this to me. I'm not sure I would take it because I'd be scared of what would happen to me when I turned the car back in. They'd say, you didn't recharge the battery. That's a gas car. You didn't refill a tank. It's an electric car. Whatever. You might get arrested. It's Hertz. So she thanked the people at the TV station that it's definitely more satisfactory now. Hertz told the TV station Based on this experience, the company will be updating its guidance to help employees and customers better navigate Florida's license law. If you're traveling to Florida, we hope it doesn't happen to you, but you now are armed with information to help. Yeah. The best help you'll get? Call your local TV station back at home. Meanwhile, to be fair, they published the entire statement from Hertz, the full statement. The Florida statute is complex and requires car companies to reconcile DMV protocols from multiple states with Florida law. We are making our best efforts to comply with the unique driver's license categories of each state. Based on this experience, we will work to update our guidance to help employees and customers better navigate these complexities. So, good for them. And like I said, I was starting to feel a little lonely because Hertz has stayed out of the news for so long. They're now like an old friend to me that I like to look at from time to time because they entertain me. But I got a couple of friends in the audience. And one of them in particular, because of who he works for, I believe, uses Hertz. And he's racked up all kinds of loyalty points or whatever they give you for being a repeat customer, a repeat victim. And he's told me, he's like, I have had nothing but good experiences. And you wonder, again, they've got so many customers that not every transaction is going to go perfectly. But they do wind up in the news a lot. There are other car rental companies that have never been on my show. Never. Never mentioned here. Never. Why is that? Don't know. So Hamad, Alex, and everybody else who sent this, thank you very much. But that Real ID driver's license thing is coming, they say. And that's the other thing. You'll recall that they were talking about that 4 or 5 years ago. And they kept pushing it back, and I don't know if they keep pushing it back because states are dragging their feet or what. I'm going to get one. I mean, I'm going to be required to get one eventually. But the last time I renewed my license, I didn't even think about it. And I do have a passport. And so if I travel, I tend to bring my passport with me. And that's just as good. It's probably even better. You never know. So we'll see how that goes. I actually recently went to the Secretary of State's office in Michigan because I recently bought a vehicle that I had to have titled and plated and all that stuff. And I was standing there and I'm like, I'm here. I could have gotten my Real ID done while I was here, but I would have needed to bring some stuff with me, which I didn't bring with me. But, oh well, what are you going to do? So I almost did it, but not quite. So again, I would have been stranded. Connecticut driver denied car rental in Florida due to a mix-up over what kinds of licenses people have from different states. NBCConnecticut.com ran that. Caitlin Burchill wrote it. Questions, comments, put them below. Let's talk to you later. Bye-bye.
Thank you for watching Lehto's Law. You won't find reasonable men at the top of tall mountains.